What must a democratic gender-sensitive constitution contain? A democratic gender-sensitive constitution will address the following principles: equality between men and women, the principle of non-discrimination, including gender, women's rights, secularism, and women's participation in public and political life. Equality. Constitution makers should clearly endorse gender equality in all spheres of life as a constitutional principle. They should establish independent separate bodies tasked with promoting gender equality. These bodies should be empowered to take real measures. They should refer to equality between women and men as opposed to women's equality with men, as the latter assumes men represent the norm. Prohibiting discrimination based on gender. The prohibition of discrimination based on gender should be clearly endorsed as a constitutional principle. When using illustrative lists, drafters should not make them exhaustive. It will allow them to expand the lists afterwards if needed. Some policies might seem neutral, but in fact disadvantage women. Drafters should ensure that the prohibition on gender-based discrimination does not prevent the adoption of affirmative action measures and make sure that it extends to indirect discrimination. Rights. Constitution drafters should state clearly, precisely, and in detail all the civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights which the Constitution protects. They should state women's rights to exercise the freedoms they have traditionally been denied, like the right to live a life free of violence, their sexual and reproductive rights, the right to hold political and judicial positions, labor-related rights, rights of inheritance, freedom and equality within marriage, and the freedom to choose a partner. They should formulate the texts that ensure any natural or legal person the possibility to resort directly to the Constitutional Court to challenge any legislation that contradict the constitutional text. Secularism. A secular constitution respects the principle of separation of the public, political, and legal spheres from religion. Decision-making is determined by the public good and through political and legal institutions, whose decisions are not controlled or influenced by religious institutions or positions. A secular constitution guarantees the respect of religion and the freedom of belief. Constitution makers should insist on the use of texts that guarantee women's right to participate in all aspects of political and public life, including public office, the judiciary, the diplomatic corps, etc. They should also ensure the Constitution encourages the adoption of further legislation promoting women's participation, such as the establishment of quotas in political parties or among candidates for elections.